If there's one thing Kelly Ripa knows how to do, aside from juggle live television, celebrity interviews, and an uncanny ability to keep a straight face while Ryan Seacrest or Mark Consuelos veers off into a story she never saw coming, it's reinvent herself. Her brand of reinvention has never been about shock value or dramatic metamorphoses. It's the small, clever, sparkly adjustments. A subtle hair shift here, a wardrobe twist there, a one-liner that becomes an entire mood board. And yesterday, on an otherwise ordinary midweek afternoon, her fans refreshed their Instagram feeds to find a decidedly triumphant post. A close-up selfie, brows bold and glorious, captioned simply, "The brows are finally back." Within minutes, the comments turned into a celebration, a reunion, and a standing ovation all at once, as if the brows were not just facial features but beloved characters returning for a long-awaited reboot. But that is, of course, the special Ripa magic. She turns even the smallest update into a cultural moment. The brow hiatus nobody asked for, yet everyone noticed. In truth, Ripa's eyebrows have been on a journey of their own. Anyone who's followed her over the past year, either closely or in the casual, "you pop up on my feed when I need you most" way, knows she went through what she jokingly called a brow sabbatical. Between over-plucking incidents dating back to the 90s, a tragedy many still mourn, and a season where she leaned into a softer, more ethereal look, the brows had receded into a supporting role. Supportive, yes. Present, sometimes. But headline material? Not quite. That's why this new debut felt triumphant. It wasn't just cosmetic. It was symbolic. Ripa had declared a new era, an era of full, feathered ferocity. The photo heard round Instagram. Let's break down the now famous selfie. First, the lighting. A soft, golden glow window beam, the kind usually reserved for the last 5 minutes of summer sunsets or the first morning light in a cozy cottage. It haloed her face in a way that said, effortless, even if a ring light lurked just outside the frame. Second, the expression. Half wink, half smirk, fully in on the joke. She wasn't presenting new eyebrows, she was announcing a comeback. Third, the brows themselves. Thick but not heavy, sculpted but not rigid. A perfect arch that could take on the burdens of the world and still find time for brunch. The kind of brows that whisper, "Yes, I woke up like this," even though everyone knows a brow specialist somewhere is silently feeling very proud. Fans react. A love letter to eyebrows. Instagram comments became a poetic frenzy. "The brows are browing," one user declared. "Kelly, you've restored my faith in 2025, wrote another, presumably in tears. Some declared it the revival they didn't know they needed. Others begged for tutorials. A few tried to tag their brow technicians. "Do this for me, please," as if Kelly herself were offering a brow miracle hotline. And then there were the fans who simply posted emojis, fire, hearts, raised hands, bows, sparkles, a universal love language. What Kelly's brow revival means, or how we turned a beauty update into a cultural thesis. What makes this moment entertaining isn't the brows on their own, dazzling as they may be. It's the way Kelly Ripa has long embodied the art of sharing her life in a way that feels relatable while still being fun, polished, and a bit theatrical. Like reality TV but with significantly better comedic timing. A new haircut? She shares it. A mishap on set? She recounts it with cheerleader energy, turning the embarrassing into the endearing. An eyebrow resurgence? It's an event. And why shouldn't it be? In an era where beauty trends whiplash from laminated to bleached to natural but not actually natural, Kelly's return to form feels like a grounding force. A reminder that trends don't dictate personal style, confidence does, and she's got that in spades. Behind the brows. A day in the chair. While the post didn't reveal her exact brow guru, our imaginary behind-the-scenes moment goes something like this. Kelly walks into the studio chair, coffee in hand, wearing an oversized sweater that could double as a hug. "Today," she says with mock seriousness, "we restore what the 90s took from me." The brow artist nods with the solemnity of someone about to perform sacred work. Tweezers glint. Brushes rise. Tiny pots of tinted gel await their destiny. 2 hours later, Kelly looks into the mirror. Silence falls. A single ray of light lands dramatically on her left brow, as if the sun itself has joined in the applause. "It's time," she whispers. "The selfie is taken. History is made." Style experts chime in. It didn't take long for imaginary beauty experts across the internet to react. One stylist posted, "Kelly's brows are proof that the soft glam movement isn't dead, it just needed a leader." Another declared, "This is the Renaissance, Michelangelo would have approved." A third wrote in a blog roundup, "Trend alert for 2025. Full brows that say, I host a morning show and I know my worth." Mark Consuelos reacts in our creative universe. Mark Consuelos of course responds, "Because husbands must." He comments under her photo, "I always said your brows were icons. Welcome home, legends." To which Kelly replies with a string of emojis that only married people truly understand. A laughing face, a heart, and inexplicably, a taco. Relationship goals. Why this moment resonates. People love Kelly Ripa because she doesn't pretend perfection is effortless. The fun of following her is the blend of self-awareness, humor, and genuine joy in the little things. If she's going to do eyebrows, she's going to celebrate them. If she's going to celebrate them, she's going to make it feel communal. And in a world that often feels rushed, stressful, or overly curated, something as simple as a joyful beauty moment, a small victory, feels like a breath of fresh air. Her brows came back, and for a second, everyone exhaled. The brow era begins in the hours after the post went live. Speculation began. Would we see bold brow moments on Live with Kelly and Mark in the days to come? Would makeup brands send her their entire eyebrow product lines for research purposes? Would #brows are back start trending? Maybe. Probably. Definitely. But regardless of trends or hashtags, Kelly's post was more than a beauty update. It was a spark of fun, an invitation to delight in the tiny triumphs. Because sometimes, the smallest comeback makes the biggest noise. And in this case, the brows are finally back, and so is the joy.